So I follow Shauna Miles, who's an awesome dope. She's in education, always posting on awesome dope events and our history and with literature and current events, and has an awesome take on it. And one thing that she had was someone commented on her post saying how teachers should get a minimum of $5,000 tax break. Some of you clenched your pearls when I said that, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna ask you why. And then y'all get mad when y'all walk in a teacher's classroom. That's where the stink came from. Someone, she came across either someone's post or read somewhere how someone was very disturbed that when she walked in her child's kindergarten classroom and it looked very plain and it was not inviting. Where's the money to fund that? Now, I'll admit, we have done supply checks in the school district I used to teach in, which is $275. Last time I checked, it might be a little bit more. Let's be honest, that may last us to a semester. Elementary, I think that's even less. Then when it comes to our tax write-offs, we were able to claim the minimum, the $250 or the $275, when the reality is we spend way over that in our classroom. So despite the fact that teachers, schools get supplies and whatnot, it runs out. And we're told quickly, okay, you need to chill out. I was pleasantly surprised last week, despite the fact that I know that some teachers got supply checks, we were still allowed to go in that closet and get stuff. No questions asked. No one was looking over our shoulder. There was no list to find out. We were just told to go in the closet, get whatever you need. I have been in a school where someone was like, you just got a supply check. Why are you in here? Yeah. So this is like, again, as a community, we have to step up and say, what do our teachers need? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see why in a class of 25, let's start with elementary. I'm not even going to middle school and high school, even though they need it just as much. But let's say you have an elementary school class of 20 kids. If just 10 of those parents, 10 of them, donate a hand sanitizer, a bottle of hand sanitizer, not them small ones, the big ones, a box of Clorox wipes, just one container, and tissue, y'all know that would do for that teacher? Oh my gosh. Sadly, back in the day, we used to tie the extra credit, and those kids would load up on it. Of course, we were told we couldn't do that anymore. That's unethical to give points for supplies, but we needed supplies that badly. But I know even last year, well, the year before last, when I taught high school, I was surprised when I did reach out on Parent Square. I had some parents that sent via their kids hand sanitizer wipes, and hand sanitizer and tissue, because we need, those kids blow their nose. So again, ask your teachers what do they need. And parents, I'm telling you now what they need. They at least need hand sanitizer wipes, and tissue. Notebooks and paper, they may not need that as much, because I'll admit, because a lot of schools are 1-to-1, but if they're not 1-to-1, notebooks are not that expensive. Paper is not that expensive. There is no reason why communities, corporations, nonprofits can't donate. The back to school drives, I'm pretty sure y'all were not emptied out. And I remember someone even suggesting that back to school drives to just take all their supplies and give it to a neighboring school and allow the school to give it to the kids to make sure they have everything they need. Either way, it's sad how EMS workers, EMT workers, firefighters, police officers, I can keep going on the list. Nurses, they don't have to buy their own supplies. They don't. But teachers do. And we don't get compensated for all the stuff that we buy. But yet you want our classrooms to be inviting, warm and inviting. They're not giving us enough money to make our rooms warm and inviting. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. So as a result, as a community, corporations, companies, give what you can. Partner with schools. I would suggest churches. Like, one thing I've noticed Where I used to teach at Longleaf Middle School, Journey Church is right across the street. They have been partners with them for years. Right Direction Christian Center International, which is my church, they have been partnered. I don't know the name of the schools in the area, but I know Columbia High is one of them, and there's an elementary school, and I want to say the middle school in the area. They'll reach out to them and say, what do y'all need? Brooklyn Baptist Northeast partners with Ridgeview, even offers scholarships to our kids. What do you need? And we don't need to just donate towards athletics. What books do you need? What class sets do you need? All this stuff, we're going to have to come together and make sure our education doesn't lack.